Hi traders, I want to welcome you to my channel and I want to welcome you to another trading week. In this video, I'll be showing you the analysis of different currency pairs for the week from both the technical and the fundamental perspective. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, kindly click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop a new video. All right, so let's get started. So this week we are looking at the dollar index. And this is the dollar index on the weekly time frame, and we can clearly see that last week closed with a rejection candle around a resistance zone. So technically, we should be looking for a bearish movement of the dollar this week. And not only that, if you take a closer look, this is looking a lot like the formation of a double top pattern, which also should lead to a bearish breakout in the dollar index this week. Also, if we go still on the same weekly time frame, we can draw a trend line that connects, 3 points downwards in what we are seeing currently, and we can see that price has been bouncing off. Price has bounced off the trend line the first time here. That's the first valid bounce, and now price is still around that trend line, and we expect a bounce again in the bearish direction. So all this points to the possibility of a bearish breakout on the dollar index. And if you take it further, to the daily time frame and even the 4-hour time frame, I'm seeing the formation of a head and shoulder pattern, which should lead to a bearish breakout. So technically, from all angles, I hold a bearish, view on the dollar for this week. And let's not forget that we have a neckline here for the head and shoulder. Price needs to break the neckline. So whatever price breaks out below the neckline means it's time to trigger a sell on the dollar. And at that point, we should also be looking, our RSI is even already below 50. So that means the market is really getting set for that bearish break, and MACD is also below 0. So we are bearish on the dollar for this week. And secondly, we look at the USD CHF. Now for the USD CHF, from the weekly time frame, we only have this downward trend line, the descending trend line, and last week candle actually closed as a rejection candle touching the trend line. So technically, we expect a bearish breakout. Now, if you want to understand how to trade, using trend line breakout like this, and bounce, you can just go on my channel, on my YouTube channel. There is a video there on trend line trading strategies to give you, more education on how to trade using the trend line. So technically, we're expecting a bearish breakout also on the USD CHF, just like we've seen on the dollar index. So if we zoom down to 4-hour time frame, we're seeing also the formation of a head and a shoulder pattern, which should lead to a bearish breakout. We can equally draw a trend line right here, while noting the neckline also to be this region. So we're expecting a bearish breakout also on the USD CHF. And thirdly, we'll look at the Euro USD. Now, Euro USD, from the weekly time frame, we can actually see that price is coming from a support zone on the weekly time frame, and going down to the daily and 4-hour, we're seeing the formation of an inverse head and shoulder pattern. So we're waiting for price to break the neckline, for us to have a bullish breakout. So price is going to approach the neckline region, which is this region. And once price, makes a break above that neckline zone, then we expect, the upward movement of price on Euro USD. So we are bullish biased on the Euro USD. And the next instrument I want to look at is the GBP USD. Now, for the GBP USD, price is also, coming from a region of a support zone right from the weekly time frame. Last week candle was a rejection candle, which means price is having the possibility of a bullish movement. And if we zoom down to the daily time frame, you can actually see the formation of an inverse head and shoulder with that rejection candle up there, which should move upwards, and that should still be reflected also on the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we have it, inverse head and shoulder, and we're equally expecting, a bullish breakout. Now we can as well still draw a trend line, right here, and wait for price to break out above the neckline. Now all these are swing setup because all are forming on the 4-hour time frame. So once price is able to break above the neckline and above the trend line, then we can trigger a buy on the GBP USD. So I'm bearish on the dollar for this week, and also I am bearish on the USD CHF, bullish on Euro USD, bullish on GBP USD. Now I'll take us right now into the fundamentals. Now there's a fundamental outlook. There are instruments I'm looking at, which may help price move in this direction that we're talking about. So I'm gonna go straight away now into forexfactory.com, and that's a site where we check, for fundamental events. So I'm flipping over now into forexfactory.com, and on forexfactory.com we can see that we have quite a number of fundamental events this week, but the ones that are of utmost importance, which could really move the dollar, we have the CPI coming up tomorrow, Wednesday, the 10th of April, pardon me. So we have the core CPI, CPI monthly, and CPI yearly coming up tomorrow by 1:30 p.m. If this news comes out not to favor the dollar, then it will be in line with what we're seeing technically, and that will lead to a massive bearish breakout in the dollar. And also on Wednesday, we still have further news events on the dollar. The FOMC member Barkin is going to give a speech, 10-year bond auction, and the FOMC meeting minutes. All these will really impact upon the dollar for this week. And that's on those events I've mentioned earlier. They're on Wednesday, the 10th. And if we flip further, we can look at Thursday also. We have the core PPI coming up on Thursday, the 11th of April. All right, so we have the core PPI, the PPI unemployment claims. If all these come out not to be in favor of the dollar, it will support. That's a technical view we have of a bearish breakout. And finally, on Friday, we have the prelim UOM consumer sentiment and prelim UOM inflation expectations. All these fundamental events are expected to impact upon the dollar. And like I said, if they come out not to be in favor of the dollar, it will support the technical bearish outlook, and we will see the dollar really crash, in which case Euro USD and GBP USD will go bullish, while USD CHF will go in the bearish direction. Now, there's some other setup I've been watching for quite a while now, beyond the week, which they are still valid, and we're still expecting a breakout. And the first is the Euro CHF. We can see a rising wedge on the 4-hour. We're actually expecting a bearish breakout on the Euro CHF. So if it comes up this week, that could be a plus, in the trade calls we'll have for the week. And also, we've been bearish on the GBP CHF. Likewise, is equally a rising wedge on 4-hour. Still expecting, a bearish breakout on that also. And next is the GBP New Zealand. Now this one is a rising wedge on 4 hour, and price actually broke out as forecasted last week, but then it's giving us another pattern and seeing possible formation of a head and shoulder, which should lead to another bearish breakout. So we're waiting for price to break out below this neckline zone, which is this minor support zone, for a continuous for a bearish continuation on the GBP New Zealand. And there's a fresh one now on Euro GBP. Now on the daily time frame, you can see that GBP hit a resistance level recently, precisely on Friday. It closed as a rejection candle around that resistance. So if we flip down to 1 hour time frame, we can as well draw a trend line and a second trend line here will give us a rising wedge pattern. And we're seeing something that looks a lot. Yeah, so yesterday's were looking like a head and shoulder, but then the pattern seems to be changing. All I will just add to this now is this minor support zone. So if price is able to break out, below that support zone, then we can see a bearish movement on the Euro GBP. And okay, still the AED-CHF, now the CHF pair seems to still be looking bearish. It's still a rising wedge also on the 4 hour, which should lead to a bearish breakout. So that's all I have for now. If you've enjoyed this video, please click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the share button, drop a comment, click on the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever I drop a new video. All right, I'll see you in the next video, and it's bye for now.